We will also share with you insights about the Interurban Pedestrian Project, which is a great way to promote walkability that we've all been wanting to see in our downtown area. At this time, I'd like to introduce our guests for the session. First, we have Danielle Kaufman. Danielle holds a bachelor's degree in accounting with a focus on real estate and brings nearly 20 years of experience in retail development. She is the founder of Kaufman Consulting, a certified woman-owned firm focusing on bringing an extensive retail background and development strategy to the vision of private developers and municipalities across Texas and Oklahoma. Danielle also owns Wine Fusion Winery and Big Daddy's Cantina. She's a published author. The book Blaze Your Own Trail. 20 leaders in commercial real estate share their unique paths for success. We have David Copeland. David is a principal with Edge Realty Partners in a brokerage role. He specializes in marketing prominent land developments, including the 110 Amber Town Center anchored by Home Depot and Walmart. In addition to brokering land deals, he also represents tenants, buyers, including Whataburger of Copeland, Texas. Prior to joining Edge, David was with Trammell Crow and CBRE for 15 years. He's a graduate of the University of Texas. Michael Pettis. Michael is a longtime resident of Prosper and has been an integral part of the town's growth and development for over 18 years. He is a partner in several thriving business ventures, including Pettis Real Estate, the Gem Prosper, and the McKinley Creek Homes. For his next venture, Michael will be partnering with the City of Hannah Economic Development Corporation. He is currently excited about the opportunity to contribute to Hannah's state's future. Eric Pettis. Eric is a senior landscape architect at Toole Design and is based out of their Atlanta office. He has a wide range of project management and design experience that includes streetscapes, public plazas, complex urban design projects, trails, parks, and the development of municipal streetscape standards. Eric is skilled in preparing high-quality documents for permit and construction, and he excels at producing illustrative renderings that communicate design intent. Eric is passionate about designing sustainable spaces that weave social and ecological systems into the fabric of the built community. Welcome to each of you today, and let's get started. We're going to discuss first why choose Hannah. The first question is for Danielle and Mike. What attracted you to consider Hannah as a potential location for your commercial development?
Do you want me to start?
Go for it.
Okay. I think that, Anna, when you look at the position, say the intersection of 75 and 455, it's 9.5 miles north of University and 75 in McKinney. It's what we call regional spacing within the industry. And so the retailers have a comfort level that if they're at University and 380, they can locate 9 miles to the north and not cannibalize their existing locations. So the location is the distance, as Bernie alluded to, we're far enough away that it creates a separate trade area. So I think the distance was very important. Additionally, the position on Highway 75, US 75 is a great growth corridor. And when we were recruiting Walmart, so what 75 does is it creates a vertical trade area, north and south. And so you're not just looking at Hannah as the primary trade area for Walmart. I'm using them as an example because that's where we started. They needed 40,000 people, and we could draw a very credible trade area, north and south, up and down 75. So 75 as a corridor is very, very powerful. It creates a tremendous amount of business. And let's not overlook 455. 455 is an east-west connector, is a very strong connector as well. If you look at 455, it goes all the way to Sanger. And there's a new TomTom being developed in Sanger over north of Denton on 455. So 455 is a very important connector as well.
That's great. I can piggyback off of that. The fifth fastest growing city, that doesn't just happen overnight. My development career, I started on the retail side. When retailers look at their storing program, they're looking 3 to 5 years out. And so I would say I started paying attention to Anna 7 years ago. And then 5 years ago came up here and met with the EDC and got this fun map. In fact, this is the original one that I got 5 years ago, and even though it has been updated several times, I take the updates and I hand write them on this map because this holds all of my secrets to Anna and where my next sites are, so you can't have this. But it's paying attention to the growth that is coming, and it's paying attention to the EDC who reaches out and says, I want a grocer. Look at what's coming here. I want a grocer. I want a grocer. I want a retail. I want this. I want this. And so to continue to meet with those individuals, Bernie, he would ping me every quarter. We have new stuff coming. Paying attention to those things and then being able to provide this type of marketing and documentation to retailers is really helpful. When the city does the work for you and says, here, hand this out, get them to come, it makes it really easy to attract new business to cities like this.
Thank you. Next question is for Eric and David. How does Anna's location, infrastructure, and growth trajectory align with your company's strategic objectives?
Well, I'm Mike, so let's go ahead.
All right. Well, as a design professional who's been brought in by the city to help Anna, I can give you a perspective that's a little bit different from the economic development perspective. It's very clear that Anna is at a strategic inflection point, incredible growth, but you're still able to shape your long-term identity. You have some fantastic built-in advantages, the strong base of people and jobs in Dallas, now in Sherman with Texas Instruments. That's an advantage that cities your size don't often have. So from the design professional's perspective, the commitment to multimodal connectivity, festival streets, pedestrian-friendly design that you stated in the Anna 2050 downtown master plan, setting that vision in that document really helped us. It said the right things to a company like ours. We're focused on supporting innovative streets, and we place a high emphasis on walkability, placemaking, and compact mixed-use development. And that reflects our core planning and design values. Creating great places that move people is that's the tagline you would see if you go to our website. So I think it's important that you all created that vision and then you found the right folks that live that vision through their work. And that's important for us, and it's important to achieve a high quality outcome.
Well, I think probably the like they mentioned, I came from Prosper and been there for 18 years, and one of the biggest issues we've had is the infrastructure, because we've been always behind the 8 ball, and seeing what Anna has accomplished here and be able to the accessibility but still have the small town feel like Prosper is, to me, is what's so intriguing and enticing about having our one-off come up here and be a part of this community. So the accessibility is a big, huge deal, and obviously what we're trying to create is a destination place, and obviously when you do that, you have to make sure that people can get in and out, and watching what Anna's accomplished and what they're continuing to do has made it very attractive for us to be here.
Thank you very much. The next question is for everyone. What key advantages do you see in Anna compared to neighboring cities or regions? Anyone can start.
I'll take that one. First and foremost, large tracts of land that are developable. There's other communities who might be large tracts of lands, but they struggle with water, streams, different challenges. So I find Anna with large tracts that developable and easy to approach. The willingness and ability for the city to provide incentives to attract new business. And this one's my favorite. tenured and knowledgeable staff, especially for communities who may not have experience in large acre tracts, 60, 30 acre tracts. They haven't done a big plan development before. So it's really important to have people on your team who have done these before. I find in my experience that on a 1 acre tract, 1 to 5 acre tract, your city code is very black and white. But when you expand it to a large mixed-use development, sometimes we get into that gray area, and I like to call that gray area intent. And when you have people on your team with experience like the city of Anna does, they're able to look at it differently and say, well, the intent was to provide this, and here's what we can do to make this development happen. And it's so refreshing, and it makes it so easy to work with a team that can think outside the box and has the autonomy to do that, to make sure that we're building something nice for the community.
I'll jump in. No, those are great. Absolutely. The couple of other things that I would like to add. I would say the schools. When parents drive out and see Hendricks Elementary, they say, "I want my kid to go to school here." That school looks like a college campus. It's phenomenal. It is very impressive. When I bring retailers out to the market, they see Hendricks Elementary and they say, "What is going on out here?" Especially when we bring retailers in from out of state, they see the size of the schools, they see the size of the football stadiums. It's phenomenal. And so that brings lots of parents to your neighborhoods, and that keeps the residential developers building, and that's what keeps the retail coming, and allows us to recruit more restaurants and more of the uses that you want. One last thing that I would also say, and this is future, but the outer loop. I think the outer loop will be the Bush Turnpike of the future. We don't know when, but look and see what the Bush Turnpike has done for Garland, for Plano, for Grand Prairie. I feel that in the future that the outer loop will be a access to tremendous employment centers, and jobs beget homes, which begets retail, which it all starts with a job. So I think the outer loop is something that we haven't discussed yet, but will be a great amenity, a great creator of, I'm looking for the wrong word, but I think the outer loop will be very, very important for the city of Anna's growth going forward, into the future.
I think it's real simple. It's the partnership that you spoke of, Mr. Demerson, and what Natasha and Bernie have brought to the table is that it's not, and unfortunately I've been used to hearing no before anything else, and they were like, okay, how can we make this work? And being a small business owner and a small developer, that really has a lot of weight. And if I get a lot of people don't like a lot of growth, and unfortunately we've experienced that in Prosper. It went from, I moved there 18 years ago, it's 4,500 people, we're at 42,000 now, but we're landlocked unlike y'all, and it's created its own issues. But to a point of they'd rather say no instead of say yes, or let's work with you, and I think that's probably the biggest attraction. I wasn't planning on opening another restaurant. I wasn't in the restaurant business. I'm in the commercial resident or real estate business, and when this opportunity came, I was like, you know what, it's kind of the bigger version of Prosper, but still got that small town feel, and that's what, and the partnership with the EDC and staff has been so far unbelievable.
Yeah, I'll add again from the design perspective, it's so helpful to have that vision for the downtown core to start from. The work that the city put in gathering public feedback and city staff feedback to cast that vision for us to start on a project like Interurban Street, which I'll talk about in another question. That gives us a place to say, okay, what do we do with this vision? What do we do with the growth that Natasha and Bernie and Selena see coming to the city? and how do we accommodate that in the design? How do we want it to look and feel? I think they've been a great and agile partner in terms of working with us as designers to keep open channels of communication. I've been astounded at how energetic and responsive our experience has been working with Anna. That's not always the case. So it's really refreshing to work with a community that's so hungry to grow and to grow in the right way.
Thank you. Let's share, you guys can share with us what you can expect from the development process. The first question is for Eric. Can you share a high-level overview of your proposed development, its proposed scale, and uses?
Sure. So it's this is probably the interurban street pedestrian thoroughfare is a one-block project between 4th and 5th Street, and it's focused on creating a comfortable, inviting pedestrian space that's going to be a part of what I would think of as the heart of downtown Anna, here along with the new library, this facility, and the plaza that's going to host the Christmas tree lighting and other various events along the way. And so I think it's an interesting project because it's probably at a much smaller scale than the type of development that you all are maybe used to thinking of, but activation of these kinds of civic spaces are really important and provide a diverse type of experience in terms of people that live here. They can go out to the retail center, get their needs met, and they can come to downtown Anna, and what we're hoping to do with this project is help advance the quality of life, the pedestrian connectivity of the downtown core, and create spaces for outdoor dining. At the moment, the interurban design is almost like a miniature park space with several different rooms and opportunities for artistic installations, fun furnishings like swings, and also flexible uses over time, so that as the community changes and grows, they can have some input on how to use this space and how best to utilize it as the spaces like the library and the plaza around it grow. I think flexibility is a really important piece of small little projects like this.
Thank you very much. Last question for Danielle, David, and Mike. What types of businesses, tenants, or services are you targeting for this new development?
Well, with our development that Bernie showed up on the screen across the street, we have my restaurant, The Gin, which is a mom and pop. It used to start off as a breakfast and lunch place, but then as the town grew and we evolved, so we do wood-fired pizzas. We were named Best Chicken Fried Steak in Collin County, which is a Wagyu chicken fried steak. Our burgers are Wagyu. We do wings. We do everything as well as live music, and we've had some artists, some big artists. I don't know if anybody's heard of Parker McCollum. He's played there. But I don't know if I'd call him an artist. Probably the biggest individual who played there was John Daly, and he did that for 3 nights and drank me out of vodka, which was fun. But we have a lot of up-and-coming acts. We really try to promote that. And then Tinder, there's 3 gentlemen that are a part of Tinder: Matt Kemp, Tori Hunter, and Eddie Bell. And I'm the athlete in that group, but Matt and Tori and Eddie have done such a great job with Tenders. This will be their 5th or 6th location in this development. And then Eddie, on his own, owns Papagayo. Both Papagayo and Tinder are in downtown Salina and been there for 10 plus years. But on top of all that, we are creating a retail environment that we maybe we've got more space to lease out, so maybe an ice cream shop or some kind of baked good shop. But we also have a courtyard area that we're going to have a stage, and we're going to try to we're going to make it accessible for everybody. All the restaurants will have a patio that looks out onto that area. So if you're there just enjoying dinner and you want to sit on the patio, you can sit there and watch an event, or we'll have a big screen to watch show sports or movie night or whatever, and make it a family environment. So that, we're really looking forward to it and excited. We were ready to break ground last year, so.
Thank you very much. We just want to take a moment to say thank you for joining us today. We know that you have many options to choose from when you're looking at the city, and so we appreciate your time and investing in that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.